Hey team, it's Ange here from the A-Life, and in today's video, I am going to share some of my top exercises for building rotation, your ability to rotate, to spiral, to twist through your spine. This is a really important nutrient that you want to maintain as we get older to really maintain spinal fluidity, mobility, articulation, which basically means having not a stiff spine. If you feel like you are starting to feel restricted in areas of your spine, think about the movements that you need to maintain. So we've got spinal flexion, spinal extension, rotation, and side bending. Now, when we improve one of those, it actually improves all the other ones. So if you feel specifically that your ability to twist is restricted, then you can work on that, and all the other ones, all the other directions are going to benefit from that. So doing some daily spine rotation is such a good idea. You can do it as part of your warm-up or cool down in your exercise or training session, but you can also just do it as a movement snack. So in today's video, I'm going to share some of my top exercises that you can do. So come and do them with me now, learn them, and then you can repeat this class or you can practice them individually whenever you feel like it, or just doing it consistently once a day is going to make a huge difference in preventing any spine injuries and things like that, but also just making you feel better, less achy, more free in your back, which is what we all want, right? Okay, so first one is a nice gentle one that's going to help free up the spine and start to introduce some gentle rotation. So our feet are spread out a little bit here. Spread your toes. I like to be grounded, so no shoes on, so you can make that connection with the floor. We want to be able to twist. So as we twist to the right, we lift the heel off to free up that hip a little bit so we're not locking up. This is a nice warm up. Our right arm swings to the right here, up to the corner, and our left arm is going to swing across our body and try and tap, give ourselves a high five here. We come through and then we swing and we tap. Now you can see as I do this, there's a little bounce in my knees each time. So there's a knee bounce and a knee bounce. There's a bit of a rhythm going. Our spine loves, especially rotation, this rhythmic motion to help free up any sticky spots. We've got to remember, especially in our upper back, we have our ribs attached to our spine. So this is a really nice one to help free up those ribs, which in turn is going to help free up our spine. All right, so we are always here, we bend, we reach, give ourselves a high five, get that little bounce going. Let's do 10 here all together. 10, breathing nice and easy. 9, 8, 7. You can see I free that back foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and coming down. Same foot position here. We're now going to start to initiate the movement from our middle, from our center, and then from here, our arms are just going to follow like this. Choo. And we can keep them really relaxed. You can even let that leg that we're moving towards kind of lengthen out, and we kind of shift into the back leg here. Just let the arms follow, and then watch. You want to be lengthened in your spine, so upright, but you don't want to be rounded and kind of slumped, but we're also not stiff. And just let the arms follow. That leg in front is free to move. Good. Let's do 10 here. 10. Arms follow. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the same exercise, but instead of letting the shifting into the back leg, we can actually shift into the front leg. So if I go to the right, shift to the right, and let the back leg free up. So let's try this one. So I'm shifting to the right and my left leg is free and lets me turn just that little bit more. I can also take my head and my eyes with me. 10, 9, slightly different. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the ribs stacked on top of the pelvis is really important. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so far they've all been quite rhythmic and relaxed and free. Now we're gonna try one a little more intentional. So have your feet underneath your hips, soft bend in the knees, and bring your hands to your shoulders here. Now for this one, we wanna keep a fixed pelvis. So this pelvis, unlike the other ones, is gonna be not moving. It's gonna be fixed here. And then from here, my shoulders stay in line, so they're not coming forward or back, they stay in line. And I'm only taking them as far as my spine will allow me to rotate. And my hips are fixed. Now, 2 options, I can take the head with me as well, or I can leave the head and look forward. Okay, so it's a different feel. Elbows are out to the side. I'm going from side to side, seeing what rotation I have available. I'm maintaining that stability in my pelvis. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I can slowly come down, maybe give my shoulders a bit of a roll. And just notice how you feel. Notice if that's freed up anything there for you. All right, then the next one we're going to do, we're actually going to come down onto the ground. And instead of moving the upper body on top of the hips, we're actually going to move the lower body. So we're going to be onto our backs here. Now you want to be fixed in your shoulders. So you can have the hands out to the side, and you want to make, or you can even get some weights. And I like to sometimes weight down the upper body. You can have it here, so your shoulders and elbows are down, whatever's gonna work for you. So first one, feet and knees together, maintaining a neutral spine, keeping the shoulders down, and you're gonna take that top leg with you and just rotate the bottom half as much as we allow before the opposite shoulder comes off. So we wanna maintain the shoulders sticking to the floor. And the good thing is with this one is you've got that feedback, you can feel it. So you don't want that opposite shoulder to come off the ground. So depending on the level you're at, you can go for this one here for our 10 rounds, or you can alternatively engage your core, so sideways drawing in, come to tabletop, fixed knees and feet glued together, knees on top of the hips. And now you're going to go into your spine twist. And notice how far can you go before that opposite shoulder peels off. Keep squeezing the feet and knees together. Nice work. So let's go for our 10, 9, 8. I like to exhale as I come up. That's where your core work has to engage here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, yes, 2, and 1. Nice work coming down. And of course, everything so far has been pretty active. Nothing wrong with a passive twist. So you can lie onto your side, stack your hips and knees on top of each other. Now, if your twist is quite limited, you might even want to stack a block or a pillow on in between to elevate this top hip here. Now, my opposite hand goes on top of my knee, and then from here, I'm going to make sure my spine is in line with my hips. I don't want to be out of alignment. And then I'm going to reach my arm in the opposite direction. I can either look up or look to the hand. I'm going to maintain that top knee stacked on top of the other one. And see if I can gently, as I exhale, let that right shoulder blade or the opposite shoulder blade, whatever side you're doing, melt into the ground. Now you can hold this twist for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on how much you want to work on it, how much time you have, how it feels in your body. I also like to breathe really deeply because as we inhale and expand, we're opening these intercostals, these muscles in between the ribs. As I mentioned, your spine is attached to your rib cage. So the more movement we can get in our ribs, especially for a good twist, the more movement we're going to get in our spine. So hopefully now you feel like things are starting to open up a little bit. You might even like to put a little hand weight in your arm to kind of anchor that arm down. Let's do 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. And then let's go to the other side. So same thing, I'm going to bring myself back to the middle. I'm going to come onto stack the hips, really stack the knees on top of each other. So make sure that top knee is not riding back. Make sure my head is aligned with my pelvis. And then I reach the arm, the shoulder away in the opposite direction. And recheck everything. Make sure that top knee is not shifting. It kind of helps if you have something between the knees to squeeze down. And then once I'm in a good position, I then take my breath to the middle, to my rib cage, expanding and softening. Nice work. Let's go for 3 more deep breaths. 2. And 1. Again, you can stay here for 1, 2, 5 minutes. Otherwise, slowly come back to the middle, check in how you feel. As you're ready, you can sit up. Now, of course, you can add this to spine flexion, extension, and side bending, but sometimes it's nice just to work on one element and see that improvement and then notice the effects of that on how you feel, on your spine, on how you move day to day. So if this was helpful for you, please like this video, comment. We love to hear from you. Let us know if you enjoyed it to help us make more content like this. And I look forward to moving with you soon.